what do you do?
Oh well, it's I can do kind of try to be short or a very long story.
Can we do medium?
We'll try medium, yeah. Well, yeah, it's always was hard for me to define like specifically who I am because my role and my skills and knowledge have changed over the years. So I just like to simply say sometimes that I'm an IT professional with a focus on kind of business goals and user experience and kind of front end as a main focus mostly, right? But at the same time, I have been in different roles and different careers and dipped my toes in different areas. I have been trying to DJ. I have tried to sell real estate. Actually, when the crash started, at that time,
You mean the last crash?
Yeah, 2008, 2007. That's
okay.
Yeah, that one. So I have worked in different media agencies, been in some ads for them. Yeah, but nothing where you can see my face. You can see like 2 legs on the trash bin and a chicken costume. So that's my kind of highlight or peak of my acting career.
Do you need to train for that?
Some people do. Well, I think my personality kind of went with all of that, and they didn't need any training or something like that. Yeah, but kind of everyday life is in IT industry for more than 20 years. With that focus.
Well, I find it interesting that you say I'm IT professional, but then you kind of go deeper in a couple of specific topics, but then again you keep coming back to this IT professional. What are you trying to say with that? What is the IT professional to you?
Yeah, I think that's a person who has spent a lot of time and energy in the industry, who has done things with his own kind of hands, I would say, or the brain, who have launched some projects, who have kind of have understood things, who have made mistakes, learned from them or didn't. And basically the person who are in the IT industry for a while, and basically he can teach something to someone else. He knows things. Maybe that's a vague description of this term.
All right. So definitely there's a component of experience and there's a component of learning. You just mentioned has made some mistakes or something like that. Can you recall one? What's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Yeah, I was thinking if I would be somehow, somewhere, someday invited to FUP Nights event, what would I tell?
So this is your FUP Nights. Go for it.
And that's a problem that I don't. Hopefully I haven't did any big ones. Fortunately or unfortunately, because there's not so much content for such an event. I don't consider personally that as an effort for myself, but I have been in one very terrible project. Then when I was assigned or thought as I was hired as a one role, and then it morphed into I was doing a lot of roles from like development up to like architect and manager the project was crazy. There was more managers than developers and so on. So it was a bit of a crazy one. And that was, I think, the first time in my career when I thought, okay, this is too much. Okay, please, stop. I want to exit kind of. So I didn't think of that maybe as an F-up kind of a thing, but I try to be careful about, not to F-up.
And what did you do? How do you exit?
I think one of the important things I think in general in life is honesty, depending and like in a broader spectrum. And first of all, honesty to yourself, but this is enough or too much for me. So be honest with yourself. Say, okay, I need to do something, I need to change something. Then communicate to someone who can help you get out of that situation or make a decision. So start communicating, be honest, saying that was my approach. I was talking at that time with my higher managers, and saying like, hey, this is not what we signed up for. Also kind of expectation management, like you have to understand, okay, that was my role, that's what I was kind of hired for, that was I was kind of supposed to do, and but it didn't kind of pan out. It was totally different thing and total chaos from time to time. Being honest with myself, being honest with the management and or the person who will help you, and communicate. And that's kind of a simplest, I would say, answer to these things, how to get out of it.
Yeah, thank you. Simple answer, but not that easy to do.
Well, I like to say that if I someday will write a book, it's going to be called "Everything is Simple and Logical," and simplest and most life in general, in my opinion, is very simple and logical, and a lot of things are simple and logical, in my opinion. But those are, as you mentioned, exactly the hardest things, like especially honesty, and especially to yourself.
Yeah. Well, great. Thank you, Janis, for sharing this.
Thank you.
Here's a small gift for you. Our sponsors is the band called Invisible. Yeah, it does this. Yeah, I was surprised as well. Thank you for coming, Janis.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a real pleasure.
And this was Riga TechCast, by the way.